I'll be honest, it is really hard to know what franchises will do at the trade deadline. The NBA has play-in games again, so many teams are still in it. But some so-called contenders are in panic mode. The Celtics aren't keeping up with Brooklyn and Philly. In the West, Golden State has a decision to make with that Timberwolves draft pick. This video drops the 6 realistic trades before the March 25th deadline. Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to another Monday on the channel. This is AM Hoops. 5 videos per week for free if you hit subscribe. But if you join, there's so many perks. I'm gonna run them down. You get a shout out. You get a t-shirt if you're an all-pro member. You can request a video topic with me. We can bounce it back and forth. You get to be in the Discord channel server, whatever it's called. We have a live stream every single Sunday with a Q&A. And this member poll was thrown up. What should be our next video topic? They chose realistic trades. But before we get into the deals, remember, they're realistic. I think the top trade piece would be Bradley Beal, but I don't expect that to happen. The Wizards have not made him available. It would be shocking. Another guy, Michael Porter Jr. He's the best young asset, but the Nuggets called him untouchable and he's playing well. You can also forget Karl Anthony Towns before the trade deadline. He's been upset with the Timberwolves losing for years, but that move's not happening yet. I was so disturbed by his comments before the All-Star break, it made me think that, yeah, a trade demand could finally come. Even if that does happen though, a deal wouldn't go down till months from now, not at this trade deadline at the end of the month. One player I thought real hard about, by the way, was Thaddeus Young. He's a big reason though that the Bulls are in playoff contention. If they move Thad, it would be a gut punch to that roster. Zach LaVine will be a free agent after next year. If they trade Thaddeus Young, say goodbye to Zach. So let's count down instead the top 6 realistic trades from least impactful to playoff changing. And at number 6, John Collins and Bruno Fernando to the Timberwolves for Jarrett Culver, Josh Okogie, and a 2023 first. Collins is not in the Hawks' long-term plans. He turned down $90 million from them this offseason after they got Clint Capella and drafted an undersized center. Atlanta is looking for a high pick, which this probably will be. Josh Okogie and Jarrett Culver are the defense Atlanta needs. The Wolves are rumored to want John Collins. He would be their 4 of the future at 22 years old next to Karl Anthony Towns. Collins has about 18 points a game this year with 8 boards, elite 3-point shooting for a big man. I know the defense ain't great, but Okogie and Culver obviously aren't the answer now. Number 5, PJ Tucker to the Lakers. For Talen Horton-Tucker, yeah, I said it, Wesley Matthews and Alfonso McKinney. This is obviously centered around THT. He's the only asset the Rockets could want, okay? I mean, Houston's trying to get younger here. When THT gets minutes, he shows flashes offensively and defensively as a 6'4" shooting guard. LA trades him because they don't need a 20-year-old prospect. They need a guy like PJ Tucker. He's one of the most versatile defenders in the league, one of the best corner 3-point shooters in the league, and the Lakers are awful from deep. The Rockets will lose Tucker anyway, so flipping him for a young piece is great. THT is a restricted free agent this summer, so if he's a good fit, he re-signs in H-Town. Or the Warriors get PJ Tucker with Victor Oladipo for Andrew Wiggins and that Minnesota top 3 protected first if Oladipo and Tucker agree to re-sign. The Warriors part with that valuable first-round pick to get off Wiggins' contract and add talent they couldn't get otherwise. The Dubs have no cap space in the offseason. If they want to improve like this, it has to be through a trade. Oladipo is another ball handler to take pressure off Steph and Draymond this year. Next season, he can defend the wing, run offense off the bench, which they've missed since losing Andre Iguodala. PJ Tucker is another defender and great corner 3 shooter. For the Rockets, they are rebuilding, and this pick could be super valuable in a loaded draft. Good enough to take Wiggins, owed about $30 million through 2023. Number 3, George Hill to the Clippers, Lou Williams to the Sixers, and Matisse Thybulle to the Thunder. Lots to break down here. The Clippers get a vet to initiate the offense with spot-up shooting who has finals experience. The Clips will make a move because the pressure to win is huge, and they've been one of the worst clutch teams all season. LA needs someone to initiate the offense late in games so Paul George and Kawhi Leonard can do their thing. The Thunder give him up to get a great young defender in Matisse Thybulle. He's definitely an offensive project, but if OKC plays him a lot the rest of this year, they can flip him for a pick. The Sixers part with Matisse because their two All-Stars are great defenders. They need offense. Lou Will is a huge upgrade from 3. Thybulle 26%, Lou almost 40%. If he's hitting those shots, the Sixers feel good against Brooklyn. One wild card is Lou saying on IG he would retire if traded? Well, going to a contender with his old coach Doc Rivers might make him reconsider. The number 2 realistic trade is Jeremy Grant and Wayne Ellington to the Celtics for Aaron Nesmith, Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, and 3 firsts. Jeremy Grant doesn't make sense on the Pistons. He never has. But what if GM Troy Weaver's master plan was to flip him for picks and players? Genius! 3 firsts is really enticing to the Pistons, even if they give up their top scorer. Nesmith and Langford are 2 14th overall picks that could take off with more responsibility in Detroit, fingers crossed. In Boston, Grant and Ellington take pressure off Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum offensively. Both guys are really good from 3. Ellington is one of the best in the league this year. I've heard rumors of Nikola Vucevic to the Celtics, maybe Harrison Barnes. I think Jeremy Grant would give Boston the best perimeter defense in the East, something they'll need against the Nets. But the most impactful realistic trade is Kyle Lowry to Philly for Tyrese Maxey 2023 first and cat filler, including Danny Green. At first, this looks like a lot to give up for the Sixers, but assuming they're good, those picks should be low in the first round. The Raptors exchange an aging point guard for a young one with two-way upside. If Toronto is actually moving on from Lowry, it is a sign they are rebuilding, so a package like this makes sense. Reports say that Lowry would be happy to go home to Philly. He gives the Sixers what they really need too, an experienced shot creator who makes everyone better with finals experience. Lowry has hit big shots in the playoffs, and he's a leader too. There is not another realistic trade that would impact the playoffs more. Look, I know unrealistic trades are more fun to think about, but these are realistic, and all of them have at least one credible report tied to it, and they could change the playoffs. So guys, real quick, we talked about George Hill to the Clippers because the Clips need someone to initiate the offense. That is true, but he's just one option. This video has all of the Clippers point guard trade options. And up here is the Sixers playlist in honor of them going number 1 here with Kyle Lowry.